Okay, so before I begin this, I just need a volunteer from the audience. So does anyone want to volunteer to come up onto the stage? Yeah? A volunteer there? Okay. Sorry.
Bring a drink, Laura.
Okay, so what I want you to do is stand facing me. Okay, so just there. Yeah, okay. Feet shoulder width apart. Okay, and just crouch down slightly. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. What were you thinking? Just crouch down ever so slightly, just a bit. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Now put your hands above your head. Okay, I'll show you how. Look at me, look at me. Like that, okay, with them open. Okay, just crouch down, just like. Okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, right. So, as this is... The reason I've got you up on the stage, right? Okay, that doesn't have wheels. And I'm like pacing across the stage. Yeah, so if you could just follow me. It's not hard, it's not hard. It's pretty easy, okay? Just follow me as I walk from side to side across the stage, okay? Got it? Got it? Yep, okay. Right, so as this is a Freshers gig, what I thought I'd do is talk a bit about Freshers, okay? Okay, down, there we go. Okay. So, on Freshers, we all had quite a few new discoveries, didn't we? Okay? So, who knew that egg cups were a perfect replacement for shot glasses? Who knew that sticking tin foil in the microwave was a perfect replacement for the expensive TV license? And who knew? And who knew that oh gosh. All this jumping up and down is distracting me. Okay, thanks very much. Anyway, well, one of the big discoveries that I made on Freshers, the one that stuck in my mind most, because let's face it, not many people remember what happened on Freshers Week. But it was after this night out. And I went to a flat party after a night out, and it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. I came back down the stairs because it was in the same accommodation block as me. I came back down the stairs and I got to the front door of my flat, and I was fiddling about with the electronic lock system when I realised 3 things, ladies and gentlemen. The first of which was I lost my keys during that night. The second of which was a bus pass isn't a suitable replacement for them. And the third of which is my flat actually happened to be on the floor below as the irritated resident at the door informed me. Yeah, So what did I do? I ran back up the stairs to the flat whose party it had just been, and I asked the girl whose flat it was where I could sleep on her sofa for the night, and I'd only just met her that night. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I discovered my greatest discovery of Freshers Week, which was the chat-up line. Hey there, could I use your bathroom because I just don't want to puke all over your kitchen floor. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened after Freshers? After Freshers was lectures, wasn't it? Lectures. Now, some lectures are boring, aren't they? I mean, who has boring lectures in here? Some of you may like your course, but some of the topics in it are just, oh my god, why the fuck do they teach us it? I mean, the lecturer drones on, perhaps, or the topic itself is just downright boring. And people tend to play games at the back of these lectures. Have you noticed that? So, typical games played at the back of the lectures are Hangman, Mahjong, bear baiting, that sort of stuff. So me and my mates, we were in this physics lecture, right? And we were bored of popping housing bubbles on the Monopoly board. It's an economics joke for those of you out there who do, that sort of shit. So we thought of a new game, and this new game we like to call sellotape Jenga. And essentially what we did was we cut sellotape into long, thin strips, okay? And then we got our lecturer to hang from the ceiling of the lecture hall. And what we did was we taped, using the tapes, we stuck him to the ceiling of the lecture hall. And then we took it in turns, one by one, to take a piece of tape off each. And the loser was the person who took the tape off which meant that the lecturer plummeted to the floor. But it was okay, because he was a Newtonian mechanics lecturer, so as he told the paramedic, he realised we were just doing it for the laugh. Next, I was actually going to do some political satire. Anyone like political satire? Woo! A few of you. Okay, but I'm afraid the Tories insisted that I cut it from this routine. So, but I did have a word with George Osborne, and we had a little agreement. And essentially, what's going to happen is the political satire is going to go ahead. But I'm afraid the local hospitals have to be cut. So if you don't laugh at this, then all those pensioners' deaths will be nothing. So let's talk about Ed Miliband. Any fans of Ed Miliband in? No? Oh, right, okay, well,
Brother likes him!
someone's brother likes him. That's great, well, what's the point? I mean, you could definitely tell this guy was going to be Prime Minister. He had a good chance. I mean, someone's brother likes him. Yeah, basically, being called Ed Maynard, I often get friends who come up to me and they're like, Ed, are you really just Ed Miliband in disguise? And I go, well, that's a good question. Yeah. Well, I used to be a big fan of Ed Miliband, actually. Not because of his policies, but because of the possibility of having a whole political satire stand-up career ahead of me, based on doing impressions of the to-be Prime Minister and having a similar name as him. And he practically wrote the jokes himself anyway, so I didn't even need to do any work for it. But what did he go and fucking do? I fucking lost an election! Fucking cunt! Doesn't care about my job, does he? Fuck his economic policy! Fuck him! It's my job! Yeah, so now I've ended up doing this shit. I have to go to university and everything. Oh, job. Anyway, yeah, so, who came in as a replacement? Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn! What the fuck? I don't have a name that's similar to Jeremy Corbyn. I can't even do impressions of Jeremy Corbyn. It's not fucking fair. My initials aren't even the same as Jeremy Corbyn. I mean, I'm like John Cleese, Jesus Christ, or what everyone prefers to call the health secretary, Jeremy Hunt. I mean, and how does he try and legitimise his role as Labour leader? Oh, democratic mandate. Well, look, Jezza. Yeah, Jezza, that's what we've got to call it now. 600,000 political nerds, that's not a fucking democratic mandate, okay? Do you know what is a democratic mandate? Milifandom. That's right. Ed Miliband, he had a fucking democratic mandate. He had a whole group of Twitter followers who followed him. Yeah, that's a fucking democratic mandate. Anyway, but Ed Miliband's actually one of those politicians who legitimately deserves to be on Twitter, notably because he's a twit. Nigel Farage should be on Snapchat because, let's face it, everyone should only be exposed to about 10 seconds of him. And Donald Trump should be in a grinder, not on Grindr. In a grinder. A grinder. And I know what you're going to say, You're going to say to me, oh, but Ed, should David Cameron be on Twitter? No. David Cameron should not be on Twitter. David Cameron should be on Cunter because he's a Jeremy Hunt. I've been Ed Maynard, thank you!